Are you kidding me?
Down on my knees right now. I'm gonna work it out. I didn't come this far.
What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome to another
Down
one.
on my knees right now. I'm gonna work it
Sometimes you're
out.
praying that a lot of these situations don't come up.
For nothing.
A big shout out to NRInews.com. Definitely check them out. They have a good website going over there. So definitely go check them out. NRInews.com. What's up, everybody? How are we doing? It's been a couple days, a lot of things going on.
Freak, are you kidding me?
North Smithfield, man. What a mess that's going on up there.
Down on my knees right now. I'm gonna
What a
work
shame.
it out.
Listen, everybody, I noticed from behind the page has been hacked, so they said please delete the account. That's a message from Coach Nod over at Behind the Pads. So
I didn't come this far for nothing.
sometimes you're really down on your knees wishing a lot of this stuff wasn't going on, because it's definitely a shame. But a quick disclaimer: the views, information, opinions expressed on the Can We Keep It Real podcast are basically opinions, and it is what it is. They don't represent the views of any third party, of any of the sponsors, any of the guests that come on the podcast. Them are their views, their opinions. So just want to let it be known. People just get in their feelings, man. But we here, man. We here. Look at what's going on up at North Smithfield, man. Like, horrible situation. Definitely bad situation. What's going on up there? And they've been saying very, very, very little about what's going on. Are they gonna have football? Like, these are the big questions. Never mind the accusations and who did what. Like, are they going to have football? I don't think so. And the reason that, because they're saying a private investigation, and they're not going to have football until the investigation is concluded. And these private investigations, is it going to be fast? Is it going to be swift? I don't see it going too fast. But the rite of passage, that's what we're talking about here, basically. The rite of passage versus hazing. What is hazing? Freshman has been carrying bags and helmets for a long time. Now, is that a form of hazing? What is hazing? First of all, it's unfortunate for any of these kids that might have been abused, or for whatever happened over there. That's all gonna come out in time. It's out what happened over there. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation going on. And we really got to give a big shout out, because the one that really broke this story and got this story going was NRI News. NRI Now. You can Google NRI News. Definitely go check out their website. I just want to give a big shout out to NRI News. They're a news website up in the northern part of the state. And they actually, I'm trying to pull it up now, they actually cover the area of North Smithfield. They cover Gloucester, I believe, once, I don't know if they go up to Woonsocket, Burrillville. So let me see if I could get the page up. Oh, that ain't it. Hang on. All right, here we go. Here is the page. And this is who originally broke this story. Games practices suspended as investigation allegations of hazing. And Who I feel bad for is Coach Piver. You know, how much responsibility does Coach Piver take in this situation as being the head coach? That is a great question because a lot of coaches should really, consider this, because if something goes wrong, is it the responsibility of the coach to have in these situations that involve their teams? Is the coach responsible of the team after hours? And if so, ultimately, what's the responsibility and what are the consequences? Because a lot of coaches should look at this and say, yo, I could get jammed up for something that my kids are doing. You really don't think that the coach will be sacrificed if something goes wrong? So the coach should know the responsibility of his team, of his players. So follow the news where this first got reported over on NRI Now. Let me take that down. Yeah, so they actually, they broke this story. The story seems to be pretty big, but what do you think the responsibility is of the coach in these situations? Coach Piver was more than willing to be transparent, but everything has to go through the superintendent's office. It's funny because, when I was going down that rabbit hole, as you call it, on YouTube, and I was looking up hazing, everybody said it has to go through the superintendent's office. And there's been horrible cases. I think since 1954, I was reading, there's been one death every year since 54 from hazing. So what is the definition of hazing? And are there any rites of passage which are excused under the definition? Are they different forms of hazing? And should they be disbanded if they are? So we have to wonder, what responsibility does the coach have in all this? And are all rites of passages considered forms of hazing? You have given the freshman the equipment to carry versus throwing it at them. All freshmen, and I bet you're going to see teams now that's going to say, captains, it's your responsibility to clean up now, because they don't want to tell the freshmen that has to happen. Now, we know that the police, DCYF, and the Attorney General's office is not investigating this case because of freshmen carrying equipment. We know that. One second, I just had a message. Yeah, so definitely the expectation should definitely be outlined, and not only by the coach, but also by the administration in this case during preseason player parents meetings. Should this be talked about? There's another survey that talks about, I think half the kids that go to college said they experienced some type of hazing. 50%. So do coaches need to be told that they are agents of the district and are mandatory reporters if they learn of any inappropriate things going on? How do coaches know what's going on after hours? How are they going to discipline their team when their team's partying in the woods? How do they know what's going on? So what is the coach's responsibility? This behavior that went on was inappropriate. Horrible, horrible behavior. But is it the coach's responsibility for that horrible behavior? Bad judgment to the ninth degree. If what they're saying is true, like horrible, horrible behavior. And there's something I always remembered. Somebody said, how long did it take to screw up your life? And that's basically a question, for you make a mistake in life, you make one mistake, and we all made those mistakes, different types of mistakes. Some are small, some are big. One mistake in life, and that mistake cost you for the rest of your life. What's going on, Brandon? Nah, you're not late. We talking about hazing versus rite of passage. What's hazing, what's not. What responsibility is it of the coaches? What responsibility is it of the coaches for his players, what his players do? What is football? A couple months, a year? And not only that, what responsibility is it of, chain of command? You have to follow proper chain of command. So if a coach hears something, is it his duty as a reporter to report what's going on? They need to be told what responsibilities. Yeah, freshmen, you know what? But God forbid a coach says that nowadays. Freshmen clear the field. God forbid. Now you're going to see. I heard a coach say it today. I can't mention any names. I heard a coach say it today. I'm not telling my freshmen to clear the field no more. You know what? Captains, clear the field. Coaches are going to be like, And this isn't one of them cases. Like, all these agencies are not involved. And when these agencies get involved, it gets clumsy, it gets sloppy. Who's investigating what? And then there's going to be a private investigation. There is a very good chance, I would put my money, that there will not be football in North Smithfield this season. Rumor has it that the athletic director already said it's going to be a long summer. It's not going to be anything fast. Talking to a couple guys that graduated a couple years ago, he said, this is bad. He said, what they're saying, this is bad. I did hear one thing saying that this is because the coach was doing like a Marine style workout. And if anything, I want, like, all respect to Coach Piva, but I think he is the softest coach in the league. So I know he wasn't doing no Marine style workouts. And I say that respectfully, and no offense to you, Coach Piva, but I don't think this is over because you're overworking your kids. We see that every year. Shout out Coach Penn. Coaches have to create the culture. That means setting the expectations on and off the field. Well, they're not releasing what happened at this time, and it would be immature for me to say publicly what happened at this time, but it's not good. It's definitely not good. Now, Coach Penn, we brought up something earlier. What responsibility is it of the coaches after hours? Do they play a role as like a reporter as well, and reporting certain behavior? What responsibility does the coach have in these situations? Is he responsible for the team after hours? I mean, do we remember seeing anything like this ever? And poor Coach Piva sitting there in the middle of it, left in the dock, don't know what's going on. This has to be getting to him. Like, here's a man that when he talks about his team, he gets emotional. So, Coach Piva deep down is a very good guy. And And like, I don't see him doing tough workouts. I think he's downright one of them people that are just good people. Sometimes, really, I know it's odd, but there are good people. I don't think there's any in my family, but nah. But there are good people out there in the world. We wouldn't know it lately. All the hoopla we see going on, you know, everything going on. It's just like, yo, it's crazy, But yeah, the expectations should be outlined, and not only by the coach and the administration during preseason. Now, I bring this up because I asked earlier in the season about parent meeting, coaches meeting. Is that mandatory? And some like argued with me and said, no, parents shouldn't have to come. These are high school kids now. They should be able to handle the responsibility of being adults. But actually, no, because this situation, people are being embarrassed. Allegedly, people are being abusive, exploitative, dangerous activities is going on. So they can't be responsible. So should we have mandatory parents meeting at the beginning of the season? I'm trying to get some other stuff that I had up here. Yeah, should there be mandatory parents meetings? And now there was more emails that went out today. I think there was a couple emails. I didn't have a chance to load it. And the superintendent basically, he said basically what they want the public to hear, like a whole lot of nothing. And what could be going on, a good point was saying because they self-reported this, that they could be pointing the investigation in a certain direction. They said there was some video that was on there was some video going around on Instagram about some party, but the truth is definitely going to come out, but this isn't good. This is probably going to go all the way up to the superintendent, unfortunately. But hazing, what do you think? Like, whose responsibility is this, and how bad did this get? And the other thing, what if there is no football for North Smithfield? Last year they started the season in the hole. Am I right? I think they started the season in the hole last season. Now say this investigation goes till August, the beginning of September. All the other teams are going to be already playing their game one. So with all the practice protocols, the 10 days, the before you can get pads, everything you have to do, by the time North Smithfield gets back on the football field, it's going to be week 4, week 5. It's not even worth going back on the field at that point. I was reading at the University of Maine, 11,000 undergraduate students, right, from 53 colleges. It said it found that 55% of all students involved witnessed or experienced hazing. We all see it at our jobs. I mean, God, people say I talk about everything I hear. If I talked about everything I heard, there would be some, like, people would be a little upset right now because I heard some disturbing details about what went on in North Smithfield, that it even trickled down to the youth program. And then they're saying, and I know people ain't going to like this, that this is nothing new with North Smithfield. A couple years ago, I believe AYF had a chaperone the sideline of Express games. Not sure how true it is, but I heard a rumor that AYF had a chaperone the Express games. But now they want to have St. Jean is saying, we have directed the school district's attorney to begin the process of engaging the service of an outside independent firm. Why would you do that? Within 2 days, why would the school self-report? Right now, read between the lines. Why would the school self-report and then order a private investigation, a private investigation on themselves? And is it just like an appraisal? Is it the buyer or the seller that gets the better appraisal, right? I mean, so is that how these investigations go? What are we gonna find out? And these are not kids anymore. They're great athletes, they're great students, but they're almost adults. Very nice kids. I had a lot of them on my podcast. Very well mannered. No, I don't think they play in AYF anymore. This was going back. This was going back some time. Very well mannered. So when you hear these things about any kid, you don't want to hear any of these things about any kid in Rhode Island, high school, anywhere. But hazing goes on everywhere. But where do you draw the line? And if you look at North Smithfield, they had a very good season. I think in soccer they were runner-ups. Football, they made it to semifinal playoffs this season. Girls soccer Division II quarterfinals. Girls soccer Division II quarterfinal playoffs. North Smithfield High School all-time goal scorer girls soccer individual. 2022 baseball Division III champions. Division III state champs. Congratulations. Boys lacrosse Division IV state champs. Finals runner-up. They had a very good season, like everywhere. And then this happens, and it's unfortunate for the whole administration all the way up. But look, boys tennis Division III quarterfinals, like it goes on. Boys volleyball. The list keeps. Look, golf team state champs, softball Division I. North Smithfield had a very, very good year. Very good year. But we have to look at these questions and what happened to the kids that want to play football this season if they cancel their team. Are they going to be able to go to another program? Are they going to at least allow that? Are they going to make some kind of rule this year that we will let you go play for another team if there is no football? Mount St. Charles already came out and said it was none of our kids. There was none of Mount St. Charles kids involved. Yeah, they said there was definitely no Mount St. Charles kids involved in all this. So now they're supposed to make a statement, I think, this week. I'm not sure like what they're going to say. What are the chances that whoever came forward with this might say, what happens in that case? And they kind of back off or something. But it's clear something went on up there at North Smithfield. But, I'm not at liberty to basically say what went on because nobody knows, what's true, what is not right now. We have to wait for the outcome of this investigation, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Hazen versus rite of passage. It does not look good. I'm actually looking at a receipt for paid jerseys. I have to look at that after. Sorry about that. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Are coaches responsible for what goes on How bad is this going to be? Is this investigation going to be over soon? I put a public records request into North Smithfield Police Department. It's actually right here somewhere. But all it basically said is that there's an investigation going on. You know, that I kind of knew they were not gonna tell me much. You know, they had a kid go to college this year. I mean, you know, North Smithfield was that football field amazing. I gotta say that football field looks great. And I was reading like what it cost them to do that football field. I think they got that done for like $1 million. And that sounds pretty cheap because I seen some other football fields that they was talking about, and it was just horrible. But rite of passage, should hazing be banned? I mean, what should we do? What responsibility is it here? How far up the rabbit hole is this going to go? Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. I mean, anyone in professional should definitely agree that hazing, no matter how small, no organization, no group is worth humiliating yourself. There's nothing to be proud of. Hazing is just evil. It's evil, and it's unlawful. You shouldn't be doing it. I mean, there's so many cases people they sticking their heads in the toilet, you know, doing nasty things, smoke. I was watching a YouTube video where the kid was sexually abused. You know, like how horrible is that? Like there was so many YouTube videos when you look up hazing, and I was like, I can't believe they would do this in high school. I forgot where the state was, but you know, the father had to bring the kid up into to the hospital. They had to have a rape kit done. How humiliating is that? And then the kid, you know, why do I even want to go back to school? Like my football memory. This poor kid, I watched the video. I was like, yo, this is horrible. And it said since 1954, one person has died every year. A coach was just fired in Maine. You know, we have the stuff going on in North Smithfield. We have the stuff going on in North Kingstown. We had the stuff going on over in Situate. We got the suspension in Providence. We got the Jersey situation with the Steelers. Like, where does it end? But I'm the bad guy because I talk about this stuff. Yeah, I mean, where does it end? You're stealing. All these things are going on, like really. And then you end up with a job. You steal money and you get a job. Sign me up for that. I mean, with friends like that, I mean, who needs enemies, right? But a sad thing about this story is that this hazing thing at North Smithfield is not an isolated incident. This isn't the first time it's happened in Rhode Island. This is definitely going to be the biggest black eye in Rhode Island sports history. We will not see. There has not been. I mean, I asked some people that have been around a hell of a lot longer than me. The biggest scandal in Rhode Island sports history. This is going to come down, and there's some horrific things that we're hearing that were done. Who done it? Who done what to who? I don't know. You know what I mean? It could be all speculation, in my opinion. But hazing is just foolish. It's dangerous. It's illegal. And like very good chance you could screw up your future. Like who's to say what happened over there? But we know that DCYF and the Attorney General's office are not getting involved because you threw equipment at players. That's another thing that I'm hearing. Throwing the equipment at freshmen. You know, um, chasing a freshman through the woods. Any of these situations happen? I don't know. I mean, what this does do, it definitely produces mental and physical discomfort. It's definitely embarrassment. Just think how embarrassed the coach is right now. That like everyone's pointing at the coach, and he's like, I don't know. I don't know. He's trying to reinforce the program. He's trying to build off what he had. He's trying to get players to sign up. And before you know it, he's hit with the biggest sports, whatever you want to call it. Is it a scandal to rock this area? You watch. This will, when this all finally comes out. And you could just add this to all the other crazy cases that go on. But you know what? Thank God that we discovered it now before you had a serious injury or before somebody was hurt. I mean, somebody since 54, someone has been killed every year for hazing or died, whether it's in college or high school or the military or the fire department, beaten, stripped, taking his clothes off, chased through the woods, peed on. People have died in them woods, locked in trunks of cars, like the horrible stories I watched today while looking all this up. But what happens to the kids that want to go on and play high school football? What happens to the seniors that wanted this chance? Should they be allowed to go play for another team? Will they allow that? In all them games that North Smithfield would have had as of right now, I say that they would probably most likely be buys if there is not going to be any football for North Smithfield. Now, I was reading some comments. A lot of people were critical about the football field up there in North Smithfield, trying to tie this into that. But I guarantee this one has nothing to do with the other. I just can't buy the story that Coach Piver was doing some Marine style workouts. Nope. I just can't. I can't buy that either. But story first reported by NRI Now. Definitely check that platform out. It looks like they're doing a lot of good things on the northern part of the state. But what do you think about what I was saying about coaches, the responsibility? Whose responsibility is it? And what is gonna happen to Coach Piver? Yes, and I could kind of I don't want to speak on anything or jump to any conclusions, but what I'm hearing from people who don't have anything to do with football have told me things that make me sick. And I could say I can ditto that. Like, it'll be so immature of me to say what I have heard. And listen, if any parents, anybody involved with this situation, if you want to speak on this, you're more than welcome to come up here and have the platform. I mean, this is what we are here for. I invited Coach Piver to come up, which he had no problem being transparent. But the superintendent said, "Not that ain't happening." You know, have him come talk to me. Oh, no, 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 no. Let him come talk to me. So he wanted to be transparent. But if any parents want to come talk about this, if they feel that their child is being done wrong, or um, they don't think it's right because their kid don't get a chance to play football. It ain't only football; it's any sport these kids can't play. How severe is this? Do you think it's not a big deal? Does this seem like not a big deal? The NK deal, the naked fat test, not a big deal. You had people heads already rolling over there. You don't think heads are gonna roll in North Smithfield? And like a bowling alley. I mean, that's just like a bowling alley. We don't know what they're going to do yet with the North Smithfield games. As soon as we know, I'll definitely check you out. I'll definitely let you know. I mean, they had North Smithfield, you win the playoffs. I was reading something the other day on one of the sites, and they were saying, oh, yeah, maybe at one time. Not anymore. Um, yeah, the 2019, I remember they won the Super Bowl. What a team they had, the last couple of seasons. And that's what I hear. I hear, when people talk about North Smithfield and they say, this is nothing new in North Smithfield, what I do hear a lot is you can't take nothing away from the kids that program has had the last couple of years. Had some real good kids, and I'm not trying to pass judgment on none of them young men over there because they're not kids anymore. They're definitely young men. We have to wait and see what happened. But yeah, if what is true, if what we're hearing is true, you have to pay consequence. There has to be a price to pay. If what we're hearing is true, but whose will pay that bill? Whose responsibility is it? What responsibility does the coach have in these situations? What response is it fair to coach, say, so and so, his kids do something wrong? You know what I mean? You're having a party or something, middle of the night, you're all out there, music blasting, you're in the woods, you're doing, silly things. And it's the whole football team. But is it the coach's fault? And why is it right? I mean, all right. People said, oh, I said, why is it why that these kids can't play any sports? And what do you mean? Look at what they were accused of. Yeah, but you sentenced them before the crime was even tried. Even if they did. And the whole team, I'm sure the whole team didn't do any of these horrible things that we're hearing. I'm sure the whole team didn't do all that. I hope not. My goodness. Yeah, so what responsibility is it of the coach? What responsibility does the athletic director, Tech, have in all this? How about the superintendent St. Jean? Like, you think they had a private investigation because they wanted to have a party? You think they self-reported because they wanted to do the right thing? No. You think that they got these private investigators because they're looking out for the best interest of their coaching staff? No, not at all. Not at all. And the school's only going to look into what happened on school property. Like, they don't care if anything did happen outside of school, they don't care about that. And how did no adult know about this? That's what gets me. How did no adult know about this? One coach told me, you should know what's going on with your program. You should know what's going on. They should be on your radar. You should be seeing these things. I'm over here slacking. I got another banner I wanted to put up. So a lot of people are staying quiet on this, but this definitely has the potential of people losing their jobs, and that's why people are definitely gonna stay low. And I don't know how this story took 4 or 5 days. Like I talked about this days before it started making the news. The first one to report it was NRI Now, so definitely go check NRI NRInews.com. They have some pretty decent things over there. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see the email that came out today from the superintendent. But what happens now in Division 3? What happens in Division 3 now that all types of shit is changed up now, now you got the attorney generals in it. The whole program suspended. No workouts. It's definitely going to be insane. Talk a little bit about Rhode Island High School football for a minute. If anyone has any questions, let me know. We had a lot of quarterbacks in last season's class. A lot of quarterbacks. We're gonna have a lot of new guys throwing the ball this year. I mean, look, classical. They lose a quarterback. Jalen Dennis. You had Hunter Remington over at Johnston. He is now going. Was Philip Throw at Narragansett? Was he a senior? I'm not sure. Deuce Addison, he graduated. You got Lance Williams that's going to be sticking around. Parker Hadusky from EG. Connor Winmer. I mean, so many. I think even the Charahoe kid graduated. David Lynch goes to IMG. It's gonna be interesting. Yes, he was. So we have a lot of good quarterbacks. David Lynch is going over to IMG. I see. Coventry has this dude over there, right? Size 17 shoe. I was like, this dude is huge. And big shout out to the Coventry Oakers. Listen, if you're in the Coventry area and you need a youth program, Coventry Youth Cheer, and football now is no longer the Coventry Rams. It is now the Coventry Oakers. So definitely if you're in the Coventry area and you need to, if you're in the Coventry area and you're interested in playing youth football, check out the Coventry Junior Oakers. I'm glad Coventry now has a youth program, something to build on. Big shout out to the North End Steelers, everything that Coach Bear is doing over there. I had a good conversation with him today. He seems to be doing good things. Breakthrough, man. Last week at Breakthrough, Let me upload this. I don't think I uploaded this yet. Last week at Breakthrough was insane. Yeah. Before I do that, this needs to be outlined by the administration. Not only by the coach, but up the line to the administration. And it needs to go down to the parent, to the players, parent meetings. Everyone needs to be told about this. Somebody said there was something that happened at the school committee. These were a couple other things that I had that I wanted to. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, a parent said that their child went there and they said, I am so glad he's out of North Smithfield. I'm just so glad it's over with. He's 18 and done with school now. I don't have to worry about him being in that school system with anything like this happening. It's just not cool. What I got, someone else said, I think at their level it is abusive, said one resident. I don't think anyone should be forced to do anything against their will, just to join an activity. It should just be for fun. If they want to sign up for it, do it. But say they end up not liking it, just did all this for nothing. So look, it looks like somebody was forced to do something against their will. You read between the lines. There's definitely no winners in North Smithfield for sure. Let me see what I was looking for. Yeah, there's definitely no winners up in in North Smithfield. And I hope everybody this is just a horrible situation and nobody wants this for their program. Nobody wants this for anyone's program. So much drama going on, man. But the good news is football's coming soon. Everybody needs to get out to that Bishop Hendricken. When New Hampshire comes to Rhode Island, we got to show them that Rhode Island shows up big. What games are you looking forward to? I don't know if I said something wrong, but Coach Penn put a big old emoji up there. But let's see what else. Big thank you, Coventry. Thank you, Coventry. The 2020 Super Bowl team gave me autographed football. I'm actually going to show you. I'm gonna show you. I got the video here. Let me find it. But yeah, man, shout out to Coach Goodhart. I like what Coach Goodhart is actually doing over there. He's definitely doing a lot of good things. Let me show you right now. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, Division 3 is gonna be wide open. So many things. Oh no, we gotta delete this guy, whoever that is. Block user. Naked XD. Get out of here, buddy. Like, why do people have time for that? Like, seriously. Overpriced shit. Try as. Like, really? Block user. It's horrible. Okay, let me get up what I was looking for. Add clip. And Coach Piva seemed like somebody that really loved what he was doing. Yeah, I know, right? Like, people, we need a moderator. Coach Piva definitely seems somebody that but here it is. I want to show you a video of this ball I got from Coventry from the Super Bowl team. Jaden Cannavale's name's there.
Turner. I think I see Nick Kopp over here. Here we go. Big bad Nick Kopp. Congratulations. Look over here. Alex Antilli. Man, connecting to him from Willie Turner. Yo, Willie Turner's on here. Yo, we got them all. You know what I mean? There we go. Here we go right there. Another one. Willie Turner. Richard Bernard. You know what I mean? Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Coventry. You guys definitely deserved it. Really, really appreciate this. Means a lot, man. I'm actually honored. Thank you very, very much. Shout out to you guys. That is awesome.
And that was an honor getting that ball signed. Not only I have that, this also, I still want this. I still have this. I have to pick this up. You know, Coach Piver got that for me. Coach Blake actually has a helmet for me. So thank you, man. Thank to all you coaches, man. You guys made this so great. And this year, I think it's gonna be good. Thank you, Stanley Dunbar, for being a great sponsor and making so that we can have all these great coaches interviews this year. Go pick up a copy of Coach Pennington's new book, True to Smoker, what barbecue can teach you how God prepares a man, and God knows we need that because it seems like everything is offensive except for sin. Big shout out to Rally Point. The only way to stand is together. I have something for you as well. Thank you, Coach Penn. You know, you are great coaches, man. We're going to have some great coaches in our network, and we might be going out to Iona to watch Iona and Hendricken coming up August up at UConn. We got the invite. You know what I mean? We got the invite. And I was like, yep, for real? You want me? I could go. I'm honored, man. Thank you. So that's going to be up at UConn. That should be pretty great. I'm just waiting to upload this one video. Let's see what we have here in the clip. All right. Here we go. Watch this. You know, this guy really, he showed me a lot this season. You know, when Coach Piva took over, I'll say I was a little doubtful. I ain't going to lie. You know what I mean? But I keep it real. I don't, you know, I ain't going to lie to you. But you know what? I'm a fan. I'm a fan right now, you know, and this season was a success as far as I'm concerned with North Smithfield.
I agree. Shouldn't we be going on? Hey, I appreciate you having us. It's been a nice addition to our program. The kids love being on, you know, and they love hearing about some of the things we're doing. I can't say enough about the platform you give us, and like I said, it's been a fun part of our program this year. We'll work on getting you one of those jerseys, those old jerseys kicking around.
Yeah. Oh no, that's definitely, it has to be an old one. Can't be a new one. It won't fit the platform. You know what I mean? We get it from the mud. You know, but. Thank you about, you know, saying what I do for the platform, and I really appreciate it. And it's because I have great coaches like yourself, Coach Pennington, Coach Stanley Dunbar, Coach Blake Simpson, you know, and, you know, Blake Simpson, the poor guy, you know, did you hear about his bleachers? Somebody complained.
Yeah.
And his.
We all know the bleacher story. We don't want to relive that again. But yeah, shout out to Coach Piver. You know, I wish him the best. That's right. Everything is offensive except for sin. Remember that. Yeah, if anybody wants to come on the show, if they have something they want to add to this, something they want to talk, it's open for you. If you're funny about being on camera, we can make it happen. So thank you, everybody. Anybody want to add anything? We're definitely going to be looking at this a little more. But what happened? You know, there's so many questions. What happened to the kids that still want to play football? You know, When is this going to be over? How long is this investigation gonna go on? What are we going to know? A lot of questions that are unanswered. Why did the school act so fast on this? Why they self-report? Like, so many things, but in time will tell. Big everything he has going on. Thank you. Breakthrough, get out there. Conley Stadium, Sunday, 12:30 to 4, I believe. This week you had Team White. I know they had preseason predictions where Team White was going to be ranked 8. They came out number 1. Team Yellow, Mike Washington, the last year's defending champ, coming back. What about Team Slime? Herlin Perry getting it done with his guys over there. We're going to jump into a lot of the breakthrough stuff tomorrow. We're going to have this week Rhode Island ranked, I believe. We're going to start doing the top 3 again. Predictions coming up for the whole season. I already talked to Uncle Felix over there. But we're going to get involved, talk some breakthroughs since we got so many Rhode Island football players getting it done. Moses Muse, Stanford offer, you know what I mean? So shout out to him. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Can We Keep It Real podcast? What's going on? It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon tomorrow, man. Get down.
Let's go, come take a ride through my city life. See what my city's like. It's the city life. For some, it's a shitty life. This is city living, mostly them city children. From my bedroom, see the lights of them city buildings. Ain't gotta act hard, private's my backyard. I run road out, you can call me a track star. And we a team, homie, all is one. I don't sleep until all is done. I ain't ruckus, so please don't call me Mr. 401. It's Mr. Rags, you can call me, I'm still in that 401. From where we was, look at all we become. For what it's worth, I put my all in the sun. Know that my city love it, my city's budget. About my city's public, know how my city does it. Let me handle my city business, then I ride you outside of them city limits.
Okay, that's fine. People can talk crazy about me. That's fine. They should express themselves, and they have a right to. But I also get to say what you know. I'm like a
Real Podcast Network. Shout out to Can We Keep It Real Podcast and Network. Appreciate it.
People, bro. Like, thanking me for speaking on things, bro, that other people are not speaking on, bro. For thanking me for keeping it real on topics that other platforms are not going to be keeping it real on. Like, you have no idea. The ratio doesn't even...
Goodbye, farewell, so long. I said hello, goodbye, farewell, so long. I said, uh-oh, did the truth come out again? Movie, do you know how it ends? They say babies are just like the